Hey, it's Craig. You may recognize me as Stuttering Craig from way back in the old internet days. Good to see you. Thanks so much for finding me. If it is your first time finding me, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Like, I don't know, 60% of you guys are subscribed, 40% are not. So if you're tuning in for the first time, subscriptions really help. Okay, so I always like to do AMAs. I threw out about a month ago. I said, hey, if you guys have any questions, throw them out there on the community tab, and I'm going to answer 3 of your questions today because that's fun. I'll be putting another post up like this in the community tab, or yeah, I'll tell you what, if you have anything you want to ask me down in the comments down below, and maybe I'll do another video about them in the future. Let's kick it off. By the way, your super thanks are always appreciated. Your comments are always appreciated. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys and all the support you guys lend my way. Once again, all super thanks, PayPal, all that stuff goes directly to support my youth girls soccer team as we train throughout the summer and head into the fall season next year, which, by the way, we had our first indoor game the other day, won 11-0. Let's go. All right, first question comes from DV. He says, two-part question. We'll just answer the first one here. When was the moment in Screw Attack that made you say, holy cow, this is really growing? There's a lot of people out there watching us. Awesome question. And the first time I remember being like, wow, this is people are watching us was actually at E3 2007. So we launched in February of 2006. We had a long year of me sending emails to people just begging to work with them, saying, we'll make content for you. Please put us on your platform, on your site. There was no platforms, there was just websites at the time. And we had our first bite with game videos I've talked about in the past, which eventually led to the big opportunity with game trailers. And so we signed with Game Trailers, started producing content, I believe a year after Screw Attack launched. I think it was like February of 2007. And started producing content on there. And then 3-4 months later, Tom and I go to E3 2007 for the first time to appear at the Game Trailers booth. Now, man, I'll tell you what, this was absolute insanity because I remember they had their booth with like a gate around it, right? And we had like a meet and greet there and a Q&A kind of like this, and the place was packed. And I looked around and I was like, there was nothing going on at other booths around us at the time. And I remember talking to Tom, being like, what the hell is happening? This is insane. Because, you see view counts, right? But what you don't account for in that, specifically with game trailers, was that every single person, like every view is a person and they're watching your content, which is amazing. So whether I have 1 view on a video or 1 million views on a video, today it just means that's how many people are watching my content. Some watch it more than once, but either way, I think that's amazing. And I'll tell you this, there's a great saying we had at Game Attack, every viewer is a miracle. And I stand by that statement. That statement is outstanding. And it's very, very true. So E3 2007 was the first time that we looked at each other and be like, whoa, this could be pretty cool. Let's go to the next one. Next one comes from Addicted to OJ. What were some of your favorite news desk stories you talked about on Side Scrollers? This is fun because the news desk was kind of the funky, funny news that we do on Side Scrollers, the podcast we had a long time ago, which I'll tell you what, had I had any sort of foresight and been able to see in the future, we never would have stopped Side Scrollers. Because we actually had like a kind of a hardcore audience. And knowing where podcasts are now, I mean, Side Scrollers, if we had continued Side Scrollers, I mean, add a decade onto that, we would be well over probably 1,100, 1,200 episodes at this point. Because I think we stopped at 554 and we did 555 with a year ago now, where we had kind of like a reunion show with Chad and Sam and Brian. And that was pretty fun. So if you guys haven't found that, you can find that on my channel, Side Scrollers episode 555, later down the line. But the news desk stories that I remember most, probably the biggest one was the taco story about. It's funny because you talk about all like the wokeness and everything going on in today's world, and how just cultural appropriation and all this stuff. And I remember there was a story that Chad brought to the table. That some college, they were upset that tacos were being served. And it's just so, like, even today, it's like so mind-blowing to me that they were upset the tacos were being served because it was culturally appropriating, the Hispanic culture, blah, blah, blah. And I still, to this day, I have no idea how that could potentially be seen as harmful. I would say it's more cultural appreciation than cultural appropriation, because tasting culture is probably one of the best ways to know culture, which is amazing. So, do you have to get tacos in Mexico? Do tacos stop at the southern border? Oh man. What about pizza? Can we have pizza? Are we allowed to pizza? Oh my God, it's insane. So that's the one I think most, because I went on an insane rant on that. But I'll say this about that. I'll say this about the news desk. There's like this Florida man meme, and I'll say I think that Screw Attack and Side Scrollers in particular kind of helped push that Florida man. The Florida people are insane. That was we had so many Florida stories. I try to have one at least once a week, and it just always seemed like something crazy was happening in Florida. I don't know if that meme still exists. It's been a while since I've really done digging on a bunch of news stories, but I'll say some people, maybe we'll go to California for our insane stories from here on out. All right, let's go to our third and final question here. It says, Red asks, seems like you're not much into video games these days. So what do you do like nowadays besides family related things? I talked about this earlier. I coach a youth girls soccer team. I play soccer up until like high school, but I've always really enjoyed the game. I kind of fell out of love with it for a while because I wasn't around it, but I've really grown to love it again. So I coach a youth girls soccer team. I do a lot of stuff with my kids. You say, well, what do you do besides family-related stuff? I mean, when you're a dad of two kids, 8 and 10, which 8 and 10, geez, they're growing so fast. They're growing so fast. That's what you do, We had Father's Day recently, and Father's Day was awesome. Got together. They gave me a pizza oven, one of those little Uni pizza ovens, those personal things. They make pizzas in like 45 seconds. It's insane. Anyways, water. Anyways, yeah, I mean, when you have two kids, that's pretty much what you have time to do. I still love watching sports as much as I can. I love spending time with my wife. I wish I had more time to go out to see movies. And in my spare time, I like to connect with you guys here on YouTube and Twitch when I have the opportunity. I just did my first stream over on Twitch for my birthday. Had a birthday stream, and it was been a couple months since I streamed. So when I have time, I like to connect with you guys. You guys are my hobby, which is pretty fun. You guys and hanging out with you guys and making YouTube videos. That's what this is. People go, "Oh, I thought you were done making content." Well, I am, like, full time, but this is my hobby now: creating YouTube videos and coaching soccer, being a dad, and all that stuff. So there you go. There's 3 quick questions for you from the AMA. I know this is a very short video compared to what I usually do, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys do have any questions, head out down below in the comments and ask them. I would greatly appreciate that, because comments are great and they fuel the algorithm, as well as thumbs up and subscriptions and all that stuff. So I greatly appreciate your support. You guys, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a good day. Bye-bye.